Have you ever wondered what would happen if one day you suddenly received a huge fortune from a distant relative? Would it be a gift from heaven, or would it become a burden full of challenges? Today's story might make you rethink what we often call a wealthy dream. This is a true story about two homeless brothers, Zsolt and Geza Peladi from Hungary, who lived a hard life in a cave, but suddenly became heirs to a multi-million-dollar fortune. Zsolt and Geza Peladi were born into a difficult situation and had to face harsh realities early on. Homeless, they survived by collecting scraps and took shelter in a small cave outside Budapest. Their lives were full of hardship, and even having a full meal was a luxury. Day by day, they wandered the streets, collecting scrap, begging and saving every little coin. But then, an unbelievable event, like something out of a fairy tale, changed their lives forever. One winter day in December 2009, a call from a lawyer in Germany informed the two brothers that they would inherit a massive fortune, totaling 4 billion Hungarian forints, around 6.6 million US, along with a sister in the United States. When they received the news, both were shocked and initially didn't believe it could be real. Zsolt shared in an interview that he thought it was a joke because their lives had always been so familiar with hardship and poverty. As for Geza, when he heard the news, he was speechless, unable to believe that life could change so quickly. This inheritance was known to come from their grandmother, who had passed away without direct heirs like children or surviving siblings. According to German inheritance laws, if there is no closest heir, the assets are transferred to more distant relatives, and the German authorities conduct a thorough investigation to find the rightful heirs. The German lawyer worked with Hungarian authorities, seeking help from local police to find the two brothers. Through social welfare networks and charities that support the homeless, they eventually found Zsolt and Geza, who were living in a cave outside Budapest. With such a huge amount of money falling into their laps, would the lives of these two brothers become the paradise that everyone dreams of? Oh, if you say yes, you get it right. Zsolt and Geza enjoyed a luxurious and dreamlike lifestyle with their inheritance. Upon receiving the fortune, Zsolt and Geza moved into a luxury apartment in the heart of Budapest. They began buying expensive items, wearing fashionable clothes, and enjoying meals at five-star restaurants. From a life of poverty, they stepped into a world of luxury and comfort, something they had never even dreamed of. Zsolt said, "Life is so different now. We no longer worry about money, but it still feels strange." However, adapting to this new life was not easy. After years of living on the margins of society, Zsolt and Geza struggled to fit into this new world. They were unfamiliar with the social rules of the upper class, and external pressures kept increasing. They didn't know how to manage such a large amount of money, had no experience dealing with people with personal motives, and felt lost in a strange world. Lacking financial management experience, their spending quickly got out of control. They didn't know how to invest or understand how to protect their wealth. Many people, even those they once considered friends, approached them only to take advantage. The press followed their story constantly, adding to the pressure and stripping them of their freedom. Internal conflicts and disagreements over how to spend the money began to wear them down and made them feel isolated. Zsolt, the older brother, tended to spend freely and was less concerned about the future. To him, this new life was a chance to enjoy things he had never had before. He felt the money should be used to fulfill long-suppressed desires. So Zsolt spent without much thought, buying luxury items and wanting to savor every moment of wealth. In contrast, Geza, the younger brother, had a more cautious outlook. He feared that if they didn't manage their money carefully, the massive fortune could eventually be depleted and they could end up poor again. Geza wanted to save, invest for a stable long-term life, and avoid unnecessary expenses. He believed they should focus on protecting their wealth rather than wasting it on temporary pleasures. These opposing viewpoints led to constant conflict between the brothers. They often argued over how to spend the money and how to protect their assets. This discord created a gap between them, turning the close bond they had during tough times into distance. Zsolt felt that Geza was too cautious and limiting his enjoyment, while Geza thought his brother was squandering the wealth they could have used to secure their future. They no longer felt close as before, and their relationship became more strained than ever. Those around them, including friends and distant relatives, added pressure and fueled their conflicts by constantly appearing to borrow, seek help, or even try to divide the brothers for personal gain. The feeling of being used, along with internal disagreements, gradually took away the peace that they longed for. Loneliness and emptiness loomed over the brothers' lives, making them lose sight of the happiness they once dreamed of in their wealthy life. Amid all these troubles, Zsolt and Geza realized that money wasn't the key to happiness, peace, and contentment. After a lot of reflection, they made a bold decision that not everyone has the courage to make. A large portion of their wealth was given away to charity, helping those in difficult situations and the homeless. The brothers kept only enough for a simple life. They decided to leave the luxury apartment, moved to a small house in the suburbs, and embraced a quieter life. Zsolt shared, "We realized that true happiness doesn't lie in the amount of money you own, but in the meaning of the life you create." Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to follow more interesting and unique stories in upcoming videos.